Hi, everybody. Everybody good today? Yeah. So, welcome. We're so glad to have you at Now 100.5 and ready to have a little bit of fun today. So, first and most importantly, does anybody here speak French? That doesn't help me very much because Charlotte speaks French and my French is non existent at all. So, yours is too. Well, thank you. I'm glad that I'm not the only one that has a problem in the room then. That's good. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. Please welcome to the stage Charlotte Cardin.
How's it going, everyone?
So, because I have absolutely no French experience, and no one in the audience does either, which is kind of a disappointment. We've all butchered your last name. So, will you help us out a little bit how it's supposed to be pronounced?
Well, so I say it the French way. I say Cardin, but you can say, but Cardin is perfectly fine, or Cardin. That's like the English French way, you know. But Cardin is more than perfect.
All right. Well, we didn't embarrass ourselves too much, which is good. We're
No,
very
not at
appreciative of
all.
that.
I say Cardin sometimes. You know, it's easier. You don't need to speak French to.
Do your
say
French
my
friends
name.
then make fun of you because they're like, oh, that's funny?
Whenever I say it in English, yeah, my family's like, "Excuse me, Cardin," but I like it. I feel it's just easier. So yeah, no sweat.
Well, I was going to ask you about your experience in California, and I found out that one of the really cool things was you got to spend one of your birthdays in San Francisco.
Yes, yeah. My last birthday, I was playing a show at a venue called The Independent in San Francisco, and it was so much fun. It was my first time ever playing a birthday show, and I am doing that every single year now. It's the best. Oh my gosh, I've never gotten so much love on my birthday. It was so much fun.
And I know one of the other things that you're really into is astrology.
Yeah, I am into astrology.
I was
Yes.
I was watching some of the clips where you talk about your sign and how it really is a big fit for you.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know that much about astrology. I find it fascinating to read about it a little bit and to notice patterns. And I think in my close circle of friends and in my family and different relationships between everyone. But I'm definitely not a pro at astrology. It's just something that I find interesting.
Does your sign fit?
It definitely fits. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio. I hold a grudge, and I'm very passionate, and emotional and loyal. And those are four very apparently important characteristics.
You're not going to
as
hold a
well.
grudge from us because we messed up your last name in the French way,
No,
right?
no, not at all.
Well, so with your living in Montreal and now in Paris, you had the opportunity to experience some amazing cuisine. And anytime people come to California, the one thing when people come out west, they always go, I have to have In-N-Out Burger. Is that a thing for you?
It is a thing for me. I had In-N-Out yesterday. I love it.
And
Yeah.
so then you think about Montreal, everybody thinks about poutine there.
Yeah, everyone.
And so for those who don't know, can you kind of explain what it is?
Yeah, poutine is a French Canadian delicacy, and it's French fries with cheese curds and some kind of gravy on like a meat gravy. It's so delicious. It looks. If you look at a plate of poutine and you've never had it, it looks disgusting, but it's all about the taste. I mean, it's obviously very like it's fries and cheese and gravy, so it's not you don't.
It's not bad for you, right? It's healthy. It's health food.
Very healthy, but I always have like a poutine when I'm back home. It's like a comfort food for sure.
It's kind of like all of us with In-N-Out Burger.
It's kind of like In-N-Out, yeah. It's the equivalent.
So now being in Paris, lots of great things going on there right now with the Olympics coming.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're excited about? How have you seen the transformation of Paris?
Paris?
Yeah.
Well, so Parisians are trying to escape the Olympics just because it just gets the city is going to get so crazy during the Olympics. I'm going to be there a little bit during the Olympics, but we're actually renting out our apartment. We're like going on vacation. It becomes so intense to be in the city, but I will try to catch a couple of competitions.
What sports would you go to? What do you really want to go see while you are there?
My dream would be to see gymnastics, but I don't know if I will get to do that. I mean, I feel like haven't bought tickets yet. I'm probably gonna see the lame ones that people that aren't sold out yet. So I'm not gonna say which ones I consider lame. But my favorite one would be gymnastics. That would be so cool to watch. Yeah.
It just seems like it has brought even more vibe to that city that as if they didn't have enough already. It feels
Right?
like it has
Yeah.
just taken it over.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be great. I think also the opening night, the show will probably be incredible. I think it's going to be a really beautiful Olympic few weeks. But yeah, Parisians are trying to escape that.
So let's talk a little bit about music. This last year, the Juno Awards, huge for you. I've always wanted to know when somebody wins an award like that, did you pre-write a speech? Did you have something in your pocket? What's that like? Or did you just try to wing it?
No, so I made that mistake the first time. So I was nominated at the Junos for the first time a couple years ago with my first album, Phoenix. And we had 6 nominations, and I had prepared one speech because I was competing against, it was like I was nominated alongside The Weeknd, Justin Bieber, like Daniel Caesar, huge names. And I was like, no way I'm going to win any of these. And I ended up winning 4 that year. So we won pop album, single of the year, like a bunch of really good ones that I truly didn't even think it was possible for me to win those awards. And I had one speech, and so I kept doing little variations of the same speech, and it wasn't the way to go. And at the end, I was just like, I don't, the 4th time I felt like I had completely missed an opportunity at, saying something meaningful. And so this year I was a little bit more prepared. I had a few different things that were, that I had written just in case, and also for the different awards, because we had 7 nominations this year, but they weren't all for the same thing. So some were for single, others for like music video, things like that. So I just really thought of specific things, to say about that category and the process of, that exact award, and we ended up winning 2, which was really, really great.
Awesome.
And album of the year was one of them. So I was.
That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. I was really
Big
proud
round
of
of
that.
applause, yeah.
Thank you.
Was
So-
there anybody that you missed thanking that you look back and you're like, uh-oh, oops?
No, I thanked everyone I wanted to thank. I didn't forget anyone. It's really easy though, because it is pretty nerve-wracking. You're on stage. It's just super. It's crazy, and you speak into a mic, but it's an arena, and you're obviously not. You just won an award, so you don't have in-ears or anything. So you just hear the echo of your own speech coming back to you like 2 seconds after you've said the word. So it's a little bit like. So it is easy to forget someone, but I don't think I forgot anyone this year.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure it made them happy, made their day.
Yeah, I mean, I was there at the Junos. They happened in Halifax on the east coast of Canada, and a lot of my closest friends who worked on the album with me were there. So it was just easy to like look at them and thank them, because they were all there with me.
Like raising their hand like, hey, don't forget about me.
Like, over there. Yeah.
So the last couple of EPs that have come out had Week in Paris, Week in Nashville. What's next? Weekend, where are we traveling?
Sacramento?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it was so cool to read about the inspiration of, obviously from English and then and doing an album in French too. And is there, I mean, as you think about what's next for your weekend, is there going to be another language, or is there a city that you have your eye on that you've always wanted to be able to go and find inspiration at?
I mean, there are tons, but right now I'm not working on a 3rd EP in that. With that concept, but I just thought it was cool to open up that possibility. So maybe someday there'll be a week in wherever, or a week with a certain artist I want to collaborate with and write a few songs with. So it's just like a concept that's really interesting because it's kind of endless. It can also end at a week in Nashville if I don't want to do that in the future. But I think it's just fun to work on little EPs like that I can release a little bit quicker than when I work on a full album. As I'm sure you all know, it's a really long process to write an album and to market it and brand it and do the promo around it and then finally release it. Whereas when you put out an EP, it can be a very quick turnaround. And the song "Lonely with Our Love," that's the single of this most recent EP, I wrote that song a month ago and it came out a week ago. So like the full process from like I had the idea of the song, and it came out. It was like 3 weeks, and that's so stimulating for me. It's like it just feels so new and exciting, and it's nice to perform a song that's still so relevant in my life, because sometimes I'll write a song and then by the time I perform it, I'm in a different phase of my life, and that's totally fine. I like telling all kinds of stories, but it's nice to tell a story that I'm still going through.
So we have to talk a little bit about Confetti, of course, because that's the single on Now 100.5. I know it's been out for a while, been so successful in Canada, got so many different awards. Tell us a little bit about the song, how it came about, because I think everyone in the States are really just getting kind of up to speed. We're behind the curve on that song, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, so I'm really happy because Confetti is indeed my first song that's been playing on US radio. So that's really, really fun. And it's a song that I wrote with a friend of mine. His name is Lubalin, and he's a huge introvert. And we really bonded over that because I consider myself an introverted person as well. And it just felt like one of those magical songwriting sessions where the song just feels like it unfolds itself. Like it just happened in a few hours. We had the song, and it just kind of felt like we had been accumulating examples of like being an introverted person in a public space or at a party our entire lives without knowing that we were going to put those examples into a song. And so yeah, it's like our introverted anthem, or like our party track for people who don't necessarily love being at the party, you know?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ready to hear some music?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Do it.
Thank you.